Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Jade and XD.
Bienvenido.
So now we're deep in janvier, in January.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure it's cold as a bia
Mm.
and all that
It is
stuff.
here.
Yeah. Um but we're here with more remixed Jade and XD, vintage XD,
We're
Jade and
here.
XD, excuse
We're
me.
queer. Give us a light beer. We're here. We're queer. Give us a light beer.
Yeah, so have fun. We can't wait to talk to you all because next time we see each other, Love During Lockup will have returned.
Yeah, we coming back with the new heat. Remember, the first episode is always for the Friznai, so we will be back with our third official episode of the heat.
Yes, yes, yes. Because this is all new.
Yeah, everything's new.
Yeah. Um, but until next time, enjoy. Bye.
Bye.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the ABC show.
Mm-hmm.
Today is a traditional ABC show. We're not doing a watch.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We are going to chat
And
about
shit.
one of the worst things that is
Hold
on
on.
television right now.
My, just pardon me for 2 seconds. Just have to switch an output. I feel like we are. There we go.
Mhm.
And I think that will be a tinge. Oh, that's what I pressed. All right. Wonderful.
Gotcha. Um, we watched Straw.
I was like, not watching.
Tyler, we're not watching. We watched Straw. Um, I think we mentioned this briefly on the main show. Jade's grandmother wanted her to watch it, so we ended up watching it together.
Yeah.
Uh, it's
Can't break a promise to your
wild.
grandma.
Yeah, no. If you were brought up right,
Yeah.
it's wild to they just give people opportunity. You know what I mean? Just the wrong people opportunity and money. And I also there's so many conversations to be had, right? Like, there's one thing Tyler Perry, we all know he hates women, he hates black people, blah, blah, blah. But then what and then he also makes it known that he pays black people, right? In which that, yay,
Good.
because we are
Yes.
deserved. But
And we
at
should.
what cost and at what expense, right? Because just because you get what you're paying for quality and what you deserve doesn't mean that it's good. It's like,
Here's
yeah, I'll give you $1 billion to work for Elon.
there's
I
that.
mean,
And then the other side to that is like, because multiple things can be true, right? You can get an applause and say, you know what? Like, while the rest of the world is out here fucking us over, Tyler
mhm,
pays us what we should be paid, right? He pays us what the other studios are paying the white actors, right?
mhm,
Okay. The other side to that is, well, the fuck he should. This nigga has a fucking exit off the freeway. Like, he should. If you have it, that is like the bare minimum because you should be paying people for their experience and their expertise and their and their blah blah blah, right? And I think all of
yeah.
those things can exist at once. And also, I don't know. I just feel so many ways about him. I feel
I sure you pay people, but
right,
also it's not enough for me. I'm not an actor in that space, so I can't
right,
attribute to
right.
whatever. So if y'all needed that check, then by damn it, then get that check. But I will say this: Tyler Perry has done nothing for the careers of Taraji P Henson or anything
Oh,
else
let's be
that he's
clear.
done
Like,
for people.
he didn't even do nothing for Corey Hardrick. I knew who Corey Hardrick was before he did that Tyler Perry movie. I think whatever he did for Corey Hardrick is something that didn't have nothing to do with us, right? He paid him a living wage for the work that he did and the experience that he has. Good. Pay people their living wage. But you didn't do nothing to amplify, better, progress.
Even like the stars that he's had,
elevate.
like even Kerry Washington had that movie about being a soldier, whatever that was his. Didn't do anything for her, came and went.
What's the shit I had to watch with Felicia Rashad and girl Melanie's boyfriend and it wasn't Acrobat. Are y'all fucking kidding me? What was that called? Hold on. It came out some. Remember, I had to do the commentary with Dustin and Danielle Young and what was that? Felicia Rashad, and Felicia, like y'all, like they really. Tyler be having a chokehold. As much as he don't like black, he be having a chokehold on.
And black people like churchy, even if they say that they woke and progressive. No, they like conservative churchy shit.
Because
that's what we're rooted in.
Mama Tina, if you shout this nigga out one more motherfucking time,
they swear he's like the gift to black people.
A Fall from Grace. Came out right before the pandemic. Came out top of 2020.
So if you did not know of what this film was, it's about Taraji P. Henson having a very, very, very bad day.
Yeah.
So we'll give you the rundown of the movie.
They should have called that. You're right.
A very bad fucking day.
No,
very,
Tyler,
very bad
Tyler
day.
Perry. Taraji P. Henson in the no good, very bad, horrible, no good, very bad day.
Yeah, that. She had a horrible day, She woke up, it was hot. It was hot wherever she was because she sweated profusely the 2 hours and 47 minutes of the film, or however long it ran. Because it was a very long film. If y'all are looking
for us to have a responsible conversation about this movie, it's not going to happen. So I'm going to give you that disclaimer right now. I'm tell you now.
No, I don't have anything constructive or positive or uplifting to say
nothing
about
productive
this
to say. So if you need to hard stop right here, totally understand. Just giving you a heads up.
Yes, because nothing I have to say is remotely respectful.
Oh, responsible. Yeah. First and foremost, like you said, she was sweating the entire film.
Yeah, like
how long was
like
that
menopausal sweats, like just
heat wave. I mean, like your shirt is like the sweat is coming through. It wasn't a dewy glow. It was sweat.
No, it's like food poisoning sweat.
Yeah, it was food poisoning.
Yeah.
It was food poisoning sweat. Spoiler alerts. So
I don't give a fuck. I'll spoil anything Tyler Perry so you won't go see it. Don't hate watch it either.
Not only that,
how bad we watch
it's on Netflix. I just don't believe in that. So anyway.
Yeah.
You have access, ain't no spoilers. Yeah. So Taraji is a single mother.
With a young person's name named Janaya. Like, why is that your name? That is a woman born in 95.
Exactly.
Not you, Taraji P. Henson.
Not you born in 1972. You were
no, not at all.
There was no Janayas.
There was no Janayas then.
Okay, you should have been a Brittany, a Tiffany, a Keisha,
Simone at best.
Simone, a Camille.
Like, come on, girl. Tyler can't even get these names right, child. He got Sherry's name right with Nicole.
Nicole was perfect. She is a Nicole. She is of a Nicole generation. Also, I told you how Tyler writes these movies. This nigga eats dinner. He passes out from the itis. He wakes up about like 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, and he's like, I have a fantastic idea. Like, this is gonna knock them off their rockers. This is gonna knock them out of their socks. This is going to be the movie of all movies. And he writes these movies in the middle of the night when he's half asleep, and or it's right when he wakes up because he just felt like he dreamt. Have you ever seen an episode of Bob's Burgers where Gene is chasing the perfect melody that he wrote in his dreams? And so he keeps trying to return to this dream because he wrote the most perfect song that he's written. And he's finally able to do it at the end of the episode. And it's a goddamn fucking mess. It's what is happening? So it's a fucking mess. And he's like, oh shit, I guess maybe your dreams can fuck you up. I think that's what happens every time Tyler writes a movie. Acrimony, this, you know, I think he got lucky with A Family That Prays. Every once in a while, we have a dream, we'll be like, yes, that sent me a clear message. I don't need to search for anything. Spirit was talking to me. That's what happened with A Family That Prays. Broken Clock. But everything else, this is like post 2 a.m. burger sweat dreams.
Indigestion thoughts, you know, like
exactly.
This is what happens. So anywho, she you know, she's poor, you know, she's getting thrown out of her apartment that day. She goes to her school. They're like, you need $40 or you're gonna get your kid off free lunch. Whoopty whoopty woo. She goes to her job. She work at a Piggly Wiggly of some sort, and Glenn Turman is her boss. And she just has some. She's one of the people that always has some shit going on.
Yeah,
he is. But she's also one of the people that always got some shit going on. Always an excuse. She needs her check because she needs to go give money to her baby's school so her baby can eat. Mind you, her baby's sickly. They don't ever say what the fuck is wrong with her. They just gave her Coke bottle glasses and said she has seizures and falls all the fuck down.
Also, lunch is over. So I don't understand.
Right. So she has to go. She bullies Glenn Turman to get her check. And she goes across the street to this bank. And where Sherry Shepherd, which oddly enough saves the whole entire film, and by save I mean makes it less awful. She did. It was upgraded to horrible because of her.
Yeah, it wasn't, and you know, she wasn't Flat Earth Sherry, but you know, anyway, let's
no. So then, you know, meanwhile, she goes to the bank, and Sherry Shepherd's like, oh, you know, hey, bitch, I know you. What's tea? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, I got to run. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, I'll be back in a minute. Whatever. She goes across town to go, you know, see about her daughter. So apparently CPS is there. And she's been beaten and whatever the fuck. Take the child away. She's very calm about it. Like, she's upset, but she's also calm about it, which is weird. Whatever. She was
hollering.
Right. She then goes back to work because she's hella late. But on the way back to work, she encounters racism. Because in true Tyler Perry fashion, he threw all of
police brutality
at us in one film. So we dealt with police brutality, judgment of single black womanhood,
a failing economy, lack of humanity,
the lack of black fatherhood. Like, he hit us with all that through, and it's like laying it on thick like government cheese.
Oh, it was a waterboard. It was a waterboard
it's
of
Guantanamo
trauma.
Bay of trauma.
Because Glenn Turman is the fuck awful. Her landlord is
also
the fuck.
They were playing Aretha Franklin's music while his scenes were on, so that's nasty work on itself.
Also, yeah, it was very spiteful, is what it was. So, why would you, Mamadou? I told you to replace the cilantro with organic cilantro.
Yeah.
Mamadou keep trying to refund everything. Anyway.
So, while she goes back to work, she encounters racism. She encounters this racist cop who threatens
Yeah.
to kill her on the road. Meanwhile,
Hold on, don't forget she was supposed to drop that $40 off, and she kept trying to get her check because she was about to get kicked out of her apartment. Her landlord is a nasty bitch.
she ran, and then she runs home, and then her landlord threw all her shit out on the lawn.
Yeah.
Anyway, she gets to work, and Glenn Turman's like, "You're fired because you took forever to get back here. I gave you, benefit of the doubt, but now you're taking advantage of me. You're fired." Meanwhile, a YN comes, and he's like, he says Janaya's name. That's because he just read her name tag, and he tries to rob the joint.
Yeah.
And Janaya's like, "No, I need my check, so you're not gonna steal this money because I need my money." So she wrestles with the assailant and ends up shooting him.
Yeah. She shoots Glenn. She shoots him and Glenn Turman.
Well, after she shoots the assailant, he's like yelling at her like, "You set me up. You set me up. You caused all this. You set me up." And so then Janiyah shoots him because that's untrue, and he did need to shut the fuck up.
So he did. Yeah, blast his shit all over the office.
So then she goes across the street to Fifth Third Bank, or it's called Benevolent Bank, whatever. She goes across the street, and she has this check, all bloodied and shit or whatever. Mind you, she still has the gun from the YN, and she also has her daughter's backpack with the science project that she helped her make.
Yes,
important to the story. So she goes to the teller, and a Gen Z Megan Good is helping her out. And so Gen Z Megan Good is like, "I need your ID." She looks at the check, it's all bloody. She was like, "Oh, kids, catch up, LOL, yeah." And so old girl is like, "I need your ID." Janiyah don't have her ID. And she's like, "Come on, you know me. The girl's name is Tessa. Like, "Tessa, you know me. And then so Janiyah gets flustered, and she puts the gun on the fucking counter, like haphazardly, like, "Wait, I'm looking for my ID." So then that flips everybody out. Sherry Shepherd, they bring the silent alarm. They think that they robbing the bank now. These rando niggas just try to jump her with the gun, and then are like, they run out. Tyler Perry also has every character talk like an NPC from Grand Theft Auto. It's like, "Hey, come here, nigger, bitch, shit, damn, fuck you." It's like, it's fucking ridiculous. Nobody talks like that. And whatever, any fucking way.
Hold on. The other note to this is you said it, but it has to be reiterated. She continues to say she is trying to cash her $500 check. So even though this gun is on the counter and she's sweating like a hoe in church, it keeps saying, "Cash my check, cash my check, cash my check."
Right. So anywho, Tess is getting out all the cash from the register because she thinks she's being robbed, and Janaya's like, "No, bitch, I didn't ask for all this. I didn't want all this. Give me my
I need $500. Yeah.
Right. $500. And so Sherry Shepherd's like, "Okay, I got it. Clearly this bitch is whacked out, so let me try to de-escalate the situation." Anyway, eventually Janiyah realizes that what's happening, and then they have the news on in the bank, and so she realizes that, they think I'm robbing this bank, so I might as well just pretend to rob this bank, because she looks on the camera on the TV and she sees the racist white man that threatened to kill her on the road. And
she didn't pretend to rob the bank. She actually.
She wasn't robbing. Remember, she said she wasn't robbing the bank. And she held hostages.
She held hostages.
She did not rob the bank. She held hostages.
Let us not forget, all of this probably could have been rectified if she did not blast Glenn Turman's brains all over that office. Also, absolutely. We have to continue to. We have to go back. So the racist cop that she encountered earlier told her, it was two cops, right? So they told her she got, mad tickets on the car, and the man tells her, "Oh, if the lady excuse me, it's a lady police officer. She's about to impound her car. Wah 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 wah. This other male officer is the one who she ended up getting into like a little parking lot kerfuffle with. All right, that's where it all started. She got into a parking lot kerfuffle with him, and she thought he was just a civilian, right? So he's being a dickhead, so she's fucking with a dickhead on the road. It was very Jade coded. And then he turns out he's a cop. So she gets pulled over, her car gets impounded because she's got all these tickets on it. And he tells her, if I ever see you again, I'm going to find a legal way to kill you. That's important to note.
Yeah. So when she sees the man on camera on the news, she's like, "Oh, that man's gonna kill me, so therefore I'm not going outside."
Yeah.
So she stays inside and she holds everybody hostage. Meanwhile, they decide to negotiate and they get a lead detective named Tiana Taylor. I gotta be honest with you all. Like I told the house when we watched it, I was like, we've given Tiana Taylor way too much. Like I understand this was a divorce, project. You're on the up and up. You're trying to recover from Nose Schumpert. He doesn't get respect because he did her dirty.
No, very nasty word.
But Tiana Taylor, we've been giving her a lot since Google Me. And actress, she is not. She is a dancer. She is
she's a dancer.
She is Harlem's Keke Palmer if you let her.
That tracks.
Sometimes the music is just like Keke Palmer. You know what I mean? She does things.
That tracks.
When it comes to the cinema, it don't work. It don't curl all the way over.
I'm gonna try to give you my full scope.
And I'm being kind.
I know. I'm gonna give you my full scope on Tiana Taylor, right? As I see it, my goggles. Mm-hmm. Tiana Taylor has been and will always be the Harlem Princess's my super sweet 16. One of the more entertaining episodes of my super sweet 16, when she came out for the youth who may not know, she was a part of Star Trek, right? She was a part of Pharrell's line of artists, Khalees and several others that he was trying to make careers for. So we knew her to be this young musician, one of the youngest musicians signed to that label. I want to say she might have dipped out of the scene for just a bit, but she was always around still, if that makes sense. They then tried to introduce her to us as a musician still, but a dancer, but a model, but an actress, and so forth and so on. I have never gotten a very clear lane from Tiana Taylor. So while I root for her, I think she's a cute girl, great fashions, beautiful gowns. None of the lanes that they've been trying to put her in have ever curled over for me. Mm-hmm. So I root for Tiana Taylor, but I don't quite know what I'm rooting for, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Christmas in Harlem, though, a hit, a jam. It forever lives on my holiday playlist.
Yeah, sure. She just can't act, and that's fine.
Yeah, the book of Jesus Cristo. This. What else has she been in?
Another Tyler Perry production.
I probably didn't see that one. I only watched this because my grandma asked me to, and then you all held me to that promise.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You were going to hell if you broke it.
I was, and while now I'm going to the middle place, but
yeah, or you just have one less reason, you know what I mean?
Yeah, fair.
Anywho, we're at a standoff. Meanwhile, she's talking to Tiana Taylor, trying to de-escalate the situation. Meanwhile, one of the tellers goes live on Instagram, and you know, she goes live, and Janaya's like expressing reasons why she's doing the things she's doing, and you know, she's a single mom that works too hard, that loves her kid and never stops. That's literally what her thing is she's saying this on live, and so all of the rest of Atlanta or whatever the fuck she's living is just like, yeah, and that ensues groundswell because these, I had a word but I won't use it. These blacks gave Janaya groundswell. They were like, free Janaya, free Hootie Hoo, not knowing the fact that she killed Gwen Turman. Say her name. Every, you know, Janaya's life matters. You know, every they probably gave her a fucking vest. Like they did everything that they could to like make her you know, Janaya Luther King, right?
Yeah.
So
no, for sure.
Meanwhile, again, she's holding bitches hostage. Like I can't stress that
and
enough.
Old black people.
And old black people. One diabetic.
She did let one couple out because they were diabetic
they were
and about to pass out, and they were getting on her nerves. But she was like, I'm not about to be responsible for killing nobody, even though she had killed somebody. She's like, I'm a good person. Like I was not here to, you know, do all of this. I was here to get my $500 because this bitch kicked me and my child out this apartment in the projects. So, you know, Mamadou, I can't see anything in this picture. What are you saying to me?
Anywho, she you know, Tiana Taylor gets into it with the FBI, whatever staff. Rockman Dunbar is in it and being ineffective, so there's no mention of him really. No, so Tiana Taylor
he's an ineffective
is trying to relate to her, and she tells her story, and she has a similar story to Janai. She tries to relate, you know, single black woman to single black woman, and whoop-de-woo. And then the FBI comes in and is racist. He was like, "You ineffective coon monkey, get off the phone." You know, I'm going to do my job. I'm, you know, imperialist white man. We're taking over, right? And Tiana somehow just goes and was just like, fuck the orders. I'm going to continue my job. She goes, finds the racist cop because the other cop that was less racist snitched. And then she goes up and randomly punches the racist cop. And of course, that ends racism. And then Janaya lets more hostages go. She lets almost everybody go now that the cop is gone. And then she has thoughts and realizes things, and her mama calls her because the feds turn her phone on. Her mama calls her, and her and her mother don't have the best relationship. And so Janaya's like, "Mom,
and who's her mother? Was it Debbie Morgan? I can't remember.
It was some light actress from early 2000s that we know. I can't remember who she is, but we know her. Anywho, her mama was like, "Girl, you doing all this and your baby dead." So all this was because she had a psychotic break. And then you go back and you see montages, and they're not even consistent. But like you can see like she's dropping off Janaya at school, but nobody gets out of the car. And like the principal is like looking at her crazy, like, "Bitch, your child's dead. We must have learned." And all of a sudden, Janaya's like, "Oh," she comes back to reality. She's like, "Oh, my baby's dead." And then Sherry Shepherd's like, "I know, they told me." When did they tell you? So then she has visions of getting shot by down by the feds or whatever, because they also think she has a bomb. Forgot to mention
the whole time. The science project that he mentioned earlier. because of American school shooting clear backpacks is
Yeah.
the blinking red the entire time in the backpack. So they think this lady that's in there with these Walmart Toms and this name tag has this bomb in a backpack. um, and the whole time. So it's not even about the gun. It's not really even about the robbery. It's about the fact that she's got hostages and a bomb, and they are all scared because they don't know when the bomb's going to go off because it keeps blinking. And she has no clue that that is why people are so scared of her.
Right. Meanwhile, Sherry Shepherd's like, she goes back in and helps her walk her out so she doesn't have to do this alone. And she promises to, well, that doesn't matter because she promises to adopt the baby, but the baby's dead.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Yeah. Yeah, actually.
I did that with no notes.
You did, and I'm sure whatever is missing, it doesn't even matter.
It doesn't matter because it's straight bull hockey. Like it is. I was like, I quit the entertainment industry. I don't want to be a part because if this is the way entertainment and film is going, I don't want any parts of it. Because you know why? We're just letting things go just because, right? Oftentimes I'll say, like, you know, black folks who have a time, we could release mediocre shit too. That's what they do, but we shouldn't hold ourselves to their standard either. You know, and I'm okay. You know, not everything needs to be black excellent, but also things don't need to be black disruptive or black horrible.
Yeah,
you know, black deplorable. I don't need that. Like, don't insult my intelligence as a consumer. Because of the fact that you're Tyler Perry, you feel like just because we're black, this is what we do as black people. No, I also hate
and
that
it's the way that this nigga really thought that he motherfucking knocked this shit out the park with that twist that the kid is dead the whole time.
Like we've never seen that before. It happened in Mulholland Drive. It happened in that movie with Viola Davis and J-Lo. Again, a wild film to say.
Wait, what movie with Viola Davis?
Lila and Eve, where J-Lo, yeah.
Hold on, I didn't even know this existed. Hold on.
Oh yeah, girl. Lila and Eve, J-Lo and Viola Davis.
Lila and Eve. Oh my god. What was I? Oh, I had a 2-year-old at the time. Oh, action.
It's not. It's psychological thriller. I think it's only action because there's action moments. Like there's like an action scene. But it's like
McCall White is in this. She's the mother in BMF, and she was one of Eddie Winslow's girlfriends.
Yes.
I don't know anybody else in this movie. I know Viola Davis, Jennifer Lopez, and McCall White. Okay, wait. What's the premise of this overview?
I'm so surprised you've never seen this movie. Actually, I'm not.
Literally, no. Okay. 2015 American crime drama. Oh, no. Let's go to the plot. Lila. Who's Lila? Jennifer Lopez or Viola?
Viola Davis.
And Jennifer Lopez is Eve. First of all, these names don't even fit. But anyway. Lila, a single mother living in Atlanta. Is this a Tyler Perry movie? Struggles after the murder of her son Stefan in a drive-by shooting, faced with indifference from the police force and barely able to take care of herself and her younger son Justin. Lila joins a support group for mothers of murdered children. There she meets Eve, whose daughter died. Eve sits off to the side without participating. Eve seems less interested in moving on with her life than in seeking revenge. Lila chooses Eve to be her sponsor, and one night while engaging in therapeutic home redecorating, they find a gun in Justin's book bag. This discovery horrifies Lila, but inspires Eve to suggest they investigate Stefan's murder themselves. The two women find someone with the information they seek. When he pulls a gun on them, Eve shoots him dead and they flee. Jennifer Lopez shoots somebody. I'm rolling my eyes. When it seems as if they have gotten away with the shooting, the two women move up the underworld chain of command to discover who ordered the drive-by. With the death of the drug dealer Alonzo Troyes, who actually pulled the trigger, they come to the attention of Ojeda, the hired gun of the kingpin of the criminal organization. As the body blah 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 blah, Lila becomes increasingly unsure of the morality of their actions. Oh, I can see Viola Davis stewing. I don't know about this. While Eve becomes bolder and more daring. We can do this. Finally, a rift develops between the two women, and Eve suddenly disappears. B. It appears boo. Lila and Justin are on the way to school one morning. Stop sign. Oh, somebody pulls a gun. Lila pulls out of traffic. She's in an accident. Wah. Lila gets at the hospital. She and Eve make up. They rig Lila's house with explosives and set up a trap to lure local criminal kingpin Miguel Alejandro and his henchmen to come after her by shooting at his home. Kills her, drops off Eve. I'm trying to get to the meat. Wait! During the course of the night, Lila realizes that Eve is a figment of her imagination. Lila has done everything herself and is responsible for all the drug dealers' murders.
Mm-hmm.
In a late night conversation in the street, Eve talks her into finishing the job so she can move on and keep Justin safe. What the fuck?
Mulholland Drive, Fight Club, Lila and Eve. Strong.
You know, I've never seen Fight Club.
Really? Well, it's the same premise. So, Edward Norton gets, gets rid of or works through his incel behavior through Fight Club, which is a figment of his, Brad Pitt.
So the Fight Club never exists in Fight Club? Or is he fighting himself?
It's a little complicated. It's different than that. There's no person to usher in the Fight Club. So yes, it existed, but not. Right? Like he started it.
Okay.
Unbeknownst
nobody
to
was really there.
No, there are people there. It's just there's no Brad Pitt. Like he had no Jiminy Cricket. His Jiminy Cricket was his subconscious.
Oh, so Brad Pitt is a figment of the imagination the whole movie.
Mm-hmm.
Copy.
He's Edward Norton's imagination. Yeah. Just like Eve, just like Janaya and little Ariel or whatever, the child Aria. Even in Mulholland Drive is the same similar situation. Naomi Watts had, I forget who was the other person, but the person she was with was dead as shit, and you saw them dead in the beginning, and you didn't realize it till later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, and to your point, like Tyler thought he put his dick on the table. It's like we've seen this before.
This was still better.
Better.
Italicized. I don't know. Crossed out. I don't know. Then acrimony. Acrimony will make me angry for the rest of my days.
Temptation was really bad with Journey Smollett, and
Temptation
she got
was
AIDS
bad.
And they gave her a limp.
Acrimony was still worse.
Another Tyler Perry film, Taraji film.
Yeah. Acrimony
she's his
horrible.
Denzel, and I hate that for her.
Because she just didn't have to really do it. But then also, maybe she's just like, this shit is easy. We filmed this shit in a day. It's all done in his backyard. Like,
Yeah.
So maybe
shot that shit and literally.
Maybe this is her retirement plan. Possibly. I don't know. Taraji continues to stick her boots in her mouth. And she didn't with this Tyler situation so far.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But, shout out to us here in the city. Mom Donnie won.
Yeah.
Mom
Good
Donnie
job.
won. Insane.
Good job.
I really, I was doubtful only because like we were talking about yesterday, we are a Zionist heavy,
Zionist leaning city.
Yeah. So I didn't know how that was gonna go, but I guess this shows us that maybe more people are on the right side of things than we think. I also pray all of the protection over Zoran and the administration, because in the midst of all of this turmoil, I love this as our gold lining, but also
let's get him to the finish line. Let's get him to the office.
Yeah.
You know, as a former New Yorker, I was very excited. I was like, yay.
Yeah.
You know, finally a mayor that New York deserves, or a mayoral candidate that
like
New York
we as the
deserves.
people deserve.
Right.
So you might have thought De Blasio. We thought for a second De Blasio might be, but De Blasio was ineffective. And didn't do nothing but fuck up the traffic lights.
Yeah.
But yeah, I pray that this is everything that it needs to be. We need a break. They have been hammering the fuck out of us. So we need a break. And yeah, I'm glad that it turned out this way. And we recorded for hours upon hours upon hours yesterday. So I'm really glad that I got to get my ass up and go vote in a matter of 20 minutes, because it's a block and a half away.
Yeah. Well, that's all I got.
Yeah, that's it. All right. We will see you all next week.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to episode 15 of the ABC show. Yes, we're on week 15.
It's your, yeah.
Yeah. You didn't see the 15 at the top of the thing?
Who are you talking to? Who are you even dealing with right now?
True. Well, this week, no watchies, no anything like that. We are discussing candidly Tell Them You Love Me, which is a doc on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember how I told you I have issues with Netflix documentaries because they use AI in some of the photos.
Not even just the photos, because did I tell you that the TLC documentary used AI left eye voice?
Really?
I was because that was one of those that I said I'll put this on while I'm doing stuff, and so I was doing stuff, and I was like, wait a minute, okay, there's narration happening from Chili, there's narration happening from T-Boss, there's narration happening from Left Eye. I said, but this is not a former interview that we've heard. This is how you take a female R&B group and make millions of dollars, and they end up with nothing.
How you make $10 million?
It was not that. It was, I said, they are using. Are you motherfucking kidding me?
She want to be a part.
Putting her ass in the air. Come on here, sexy red. Not you, me. She spoke back. But yes, I was doing stuff, and I said they AI'd this girl's voice for this fucking documentary. I hate everything about it.
Yeah, they also use AI in this particular documentary too. If you notice that some of the pictures look funny, and I was like, I think it's fucked up that y'all using AI in this documentary.
Wait, what pictures? I missed it.
There's some photos I meant to like pause and highlight and circle, but I was like, I was so, I don't know what to say, shocked, but I don't know how. My emotion, my mouth was like ajar, like agape for most of this documentary. But Netflix is notorious for using AI, because in that document, tell me about Jennifer or whatever, how they use images that don't even exist, in the thing that they've had to create.
Okay, Yahoo News Singapore says Netflix true crime documentary may have used AI generated images of a real person. Wait. Oh, this is not even about that particular documentary. This is about another one.
About tell me what Jennifer said. Or
yeah.
something like that.
Yeah. What the fuck is that?
some shit the agents wanted us to watch, and when I was like, "There's something off about this," and I didn't. But I was like, when people start using AI, or when people start paying people to be in documentaries, that's how I know things are going left in storytelling and true crime and stuff. However, this case is like Googleable and researchable because it impacted a lot of like academia spaces because this bitch Ann Stubblefield done ruined a lot of shit for people. Now,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was thinking. All right. So okay. All right. Tell Them You Love Me. For those who haven't watched it, is about a black male with cerebral Derek Johnson, aka D Man. Because bitch, when that bitch kept I was like,
I wanted to
there's no nigga on this planet that would ever ask to go by Demand. But also, it makes sense because clearly she conjured up that nickname, but we'll talk about that. So, Derek Johnson, 28 years old, has cerebral palsy. He has an older brother who is now a PhD of something.
Oh, yeah, Dr. Blade.
Has a black ass mother, you know, raised.
She looks just like Blade or Mr. from what black movie? Why did I
with the head with the neck? You talking about with the square head?
Yeah, he's Blade. Yeah, I just know it's Blade.
The nigga from DC, but yes, him. So the one who has that Frank Mitchell kind of haircut a little bit. Yes, I agree. So so Derek has cerebral palsy and is nonverbal. His mother is a very black church going woman.
Daisy Johnson. Daisy P. Johnson.
God, that is the black.
She's
got plastic on her fucking tablecloth in her kitchen. They eat grits and toast every morning. Like not just on Sundays. But anyway, so again, Derek is nonverbal, so he gets this aid or what? How did they? What was that link through to college?
Right. So, like we said, Derek has cerebral palsy and also been diagnosed with mental retardation. So he's completely nonverbal, and he also has issues with mobility.
Yes. So, yes.
Important. His brother, John. I want to say his brother.
I don't know
John.
that.
Let's go with that. Dr. Blade, right?
Yeah.
Dr. Blade was going to Rutgers for a PhD program, and he took a class about like disability and disability and policy, right? And while there, he met this white professor named Ann Stubblefield. So Ann Stubblefield is a renowned scholar, and the work that she did was surrounding communication and with people with disabilities.
Yes.
So when he met her, he was like, she's an awesome scholar. Like, I'll never take that away from her. And so when I met her, he was like, hey, I got a brother who has all this stuff going on. Maybe you can help him. And she was like, I'll try and see. This is not necessarily my full expertise, which is important. And so she was like, I'll just assist in what I can, and then I'll facilitate and do whatever from afar. That was the initial agreement.
Yes. Now hold. Go back in the past.
Ann's
Stubblefield, her mother was a mental health professional. I don't remember what she did specifically. Was she a therapist or her mother's or professor who also studied who studied disabilities and mental health, whatever.
It was unclear what her profession.
Her mother worked in the same field. Okay, so she grew up being very open-minded to people with disabilities, people with mental health issues, and so forth and so on, to the point where she went past being extra empathetic and wanted to be a part. and you know how we feel about people who want to be apart. She would walk like she had polio. She would ask her father and them to build her and make her crutches, as if she could not, as if she needed assistance walking. She wanted to be immersed in the world, and I knew then that bitch was loose.
Yeah, she was like, I pretended to have polio and shit. Just like I was like, when I was a kid, I was pretending to have church. Like I wasn't like trying to pretend like I have fucking cancer or something. You weirdo bitch. Like,
Like,
this documentary pissed me off because it ruined so many things for the disabled community and for stuff like this, right? So.
Mm-hmm.
What she introduced this concept to Dr. Blade and the Johnson family was facilitated communication, and which is a big thing, and it comes out of Syracuse University.
Yes, is that
And
the shit
you may
Christopher
have-
Reeves used?
Stephen Hawking.
Stephen Hawking, I
well,
mean.
kind of, yes, right. Whereas essentially you have a tablet of sorts, and you type in, your thoughts or whatever, and a computer tells you what's going on.
Yeah.
However, in this particular case, these people are helping folks type out certain things. There was a case of this one woman who lived with cerebral palsy and a whole host of other things, and they introduced her to facilitated communication, which essentially, let me hold this woman's hand to type things.
Her thoughts.
And she eventually kind of like, those thoughts gelled, and so she became more responsive, and she started taking classes on her own independently, and she started writing books and becoming verbal, and I don't want to say like in recovery of, because this is not something, cerebral palsy is not something you can recover from.
No.
However, she was working through it very well.
Yeah.
And it spawned a whole like movement in the disabled community, right? Like this idea of giving people autonomy and having, just because somebody lives differently than an able-bodied person doesn't mean that they can't have thoughts and opinions and career paths and all that good stuff, right? We meet a couple people throughout the way. We meet a doctor who was like, yeah, she struggles with communications and stuff like that, and however, she was like, this was groundbreaking, revolutionary for folks like me. Until so, Anne was working with Derek, right, and helping him, type out these things. He eventually got this tablet called a Neo. Now, the Neo holds everything. Every conversation that he has had from when he got it until he didn't have it anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so initially, they do some rudimentary groundwork things, because he's also like, who's this white bitch in my house? Even
Rightfully
as somebody
so.
who's with cerebral palsy, he was like, I don't know about that. And even Miss Daisy was a little like reluctant. She would tell her son, who's in the Dr. Blade, like, I know you in school and stuff like that, but that ain't got shit to do with me and what's going on over here.
She knows her son.
Yes. It's also very important to note that she is raising these two children by herself.
Yes.
This comes up.
And also, it's important to note that when Derek was a baby or a toddler, when he was very young, she is the one who brought up her concerns to the doctor as to his development, and they were like, nah, he good. And she was like, no. And they're like, you're just comparing him to your other son, and all kids are different. And she's like, no. And lo and behold, the child was diagnosed with cerebral palsy a couple years later.
A true testament to how the medical field is racist, and especially who actively refuse to listen to black women.
Absolutely.
Especially black mothers.
Yeah. It
single
also
black mothers
speaks
at that.
to, I know my car. You know what I'm saying? If you get what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So she started working with Derek. He all of a sudden says like, I want to be known as D-Man.
Yes, a man I well respected used to call me D-Man. It was on there.
Yeah, D hyphen man. Like, like what regular Negroes would be like, what up, D man? What up, D? That kind of thing.
Which is
This
why
white bitch keeps calling him demand.
demand, because he was a man with his own autonomy, and so of course he wanted to be referred to as demand. So she was like, so I call him demand.
I want to point out also that she is currently, at this moment in the story, she is currently married to a black man. Yes. And has Negro babies.
Yes, which they hid that he was black for a good portion of that document.
Until they showed it in the doc and he blurred his face. I said, oh.
Yep, because we know.
I get it.
A blur or not, we know what time it is.
Yes, and he's not no regular, like, he looked like a mechanic, like, in the photo, like, even if it was blurred. I was like, oh, this is.
Collar.
Mm-hmm. He is a. That is Carl. You know what I mean? Like, that is, or depending upon if he pretty or not, he might be a Carlos, back in the day.
Yeah. Clarence.
So anywho, their working together intensifies, and so, like, she starts, like, like, do you want to go to school and all this good stuff? And she was like, how about you just sit in a class at Rutgers and we'll see what happens. So what she facilitated having him an aide. Sorry. Our girl Sharonda, who knew. Sharonda was like, some shit ain't right, but I'm gonna go with this.
Because we be knowing.
We be knowing. So D-Man would, like, read the books in class, in this African American studies class taught by Karen, Dr. Karen somebody. I couldn't get her last name, who was also very black.
Washington.
And so D-Man would read the books that was on the syllabus or whatever. Sharonda did not read them because the test was to see if he could actually retain this information and provide response and discussion while in class, right? Mm-hmm. Which he did. All she did was, like, guide his hand so much. And it progressed from there, like, he starts taking classes. D-Man says to Anne, I want to be, like, a writer. Like, I don't want to be in the shell of a body anymore. Like, I really want to be a man.
Yeah.
Fast forward a lot of this shit because one day.
Baby. Oh, no, I can't fast forward through her coming to his family and saying, Demand likes the symphony, the opera.
Oh, yes. They were in the car one
red
day.
wine.
Yes.
He is a dignified Negro, and you all have been holding him back with your chitterlings and your watermelon juice.
Yes, and Daisy, because it all started when they in the car, and Ann turns the radio from the gospel station to some weird white classical shit, and Miss Daisy turns that shit right on back.
She said,
white
what
bitch.
the right?
This Chrysler will be washed in the blood of the Lamb.
Okay.
So that's when Anne goes rogue. It was like, you're not raising your son properly. He likes red wine and caviar. And, and he's over your pork chops and other flim-flam foods that are.
And he's sick of you sending him to class every day smelling like cooked oil. It's just like.
Yeah.
When I tell you that took me down, do you hear me?
That's also around the time we found out she had a black man.
Yes.
And so Daisy was like, I don't know about this. Dr. Blade is like, Ma, I know she white, like, I know, but, like, he's helping. Look how, like, expressive he is. But take note that he wasn't necessarily the most expressive at home. He was only expressive when he had help.
Right. right?
with Anne's hand.
Or in the privacy of just the two of them, where she could come back and then report to people what he was typing in this thing.
Right. So one day, he's like, she finds herself becoming attracted to him. This is my best friend. You know, all heart eye emojis and all this good stuff. She found herself catching feelings. And so one day, she says, the man tells her, like, you know, what's up?
Yeah.
Like, can I get to know you, you know, biblically?
Yeah. Yeah.
And she was like, well, you know, I guess, sure, yeah. You know, you're a man and you have wants and you have needs.
Let's
And
start
so they
slow
do it.
and start kissing.
Yes. And so they start slow and start kissing. And then he's like, take off your clothes. Take off your clothes.
We have to because here's the thing.
Let's tell the story and then we can provide commentary because I have
but I need that. Like, I know you said it, but I need it to be drilled in for those who haven't seen it. He truly was. He needed assistance in every aspect of being mobile.
Yeah.
Every aspect. So from this bitch being like, we kissed, to I was thinking, I was like, now how the fuck did that work? And then, and I'm not going to talk about the things that, because I feel, anyway.
I will.
I was like, did he like lick her face? Like, I'm just trying to figure out, I'm not being.
No, there like he lacks motor skills.
Yes.
Like,
so like, I'm like, all the things she was describing, I'm like, he's like, she touched my titty. He asked me if he could touch my titty. You know what I'm saying? I pulled my pants down, let him touch my coochie. And I'm like, this nigga can't feed himself. So how?
How, right?
Yeah.
So eventually they end up having sex. However she describes it, right? Like they end up, I don't get how, but she says that they did.
She put a exercise mat and a towel down on the floor. She rode that nigga. That's what happened. Because he had rug burns on his back.
No, I get that, but you get what I mean. Like, so when the problematic part of me was like, okay, right. So we on I haven't drew a diagram. So I'm like, so I said, okay. So first of all, he can't even like fix his hand. His hands are like almost like this, right? Yeah. Almost like,
because
like
when
hooves, right?
when she facilitates the Morpheus, she has to grab his finger and physically toot.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay. Even when walking, they have to like guide him, like his mama and Dr. Blade or whatever. They guide him.
Yes.
You know, to do things, right? So like she had to like take him out of his wheelchair.
Yeah.
Put him lay him on the floor.
Yeah.
And then
expose her chicken breast and then get on top. Because at that point, if he's on his back, he don't have to move. The only thing that gotta move is, you know.
Yeah.
And I do believe that worked, because.
Yeah, I believe so too. Because I have.
I'm sorry.
In my personal. No. In my.
I'm sorry. Yes. No.
Because I didn't like what Daisy said at the end.
That's what I was just thinking. That's what I was just thinking about.
Because I struggled really hard watching this, especially working when I used to work with people with developmental issues and stuff, and I was like, yes, these people, folks who live with a disability, any type of palsy or mental retardation or whatever, sex is a natural occurring thing in all humans.
Yeah,
right?
they parts work.
Yeah, what I struggled with her is the fact that you took advantage of him because of the fact that you are typing what you want him to.
That's what I was like, this feels like sexual assault, but then also like in a one of those almost like a like a statutory rape situation where it may be consensual in the fact that the person wants to do it, but they don't have the autonomy to make that decision because of their limitations, whether it be age or what have you. But
Yeah.
also, anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. So, they have sex.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, he ends up like having rug burns and things like what happened. And so one
Yeah.
day, his brother happens was like bathing him and was like looking at him like, what the fuck happened? And so Anne goes and tells the family that we are in love. Like, this is my nigga. This is my, my boo thing. He loves me. And we gon', all that good stuff.
Dr. Blade cries and throws up. He's like,
Mm-hmm.
how in the fuck? Mine again, remember Dr. Blade works in this field now at this point. So nothing about this feels right to him outside of the fact that this is also his brother who he has helped his mother to essentially raise and take care of. So he's crying and throwing up because he's like, the fuck? Mama Peaches, or what she is I think she is trying to compute.
Miss Daisy is trying to understand all
Yeah.
of this. She's still unclear of what facilitated communication is.
Yeah.
She's still unsure who this white lady is.
Yeah, she was unsure about her presence. She was like, I don't know who this bitch is, but she's supposed to be helping my son. So
Yeah, she's unaware of what the other son went to school for. Like,
Yeah.
she is just, all she knows is that I'm here to take care of my baby and I know the Lord.
Yeah.
That is what I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
And that's it.
He is my shepherd, and that is how I have overcome all this time.
Right. So at this time, Anne has not told her family that she's fucking this man that she's abusing.
She told his family, but she didn't tell hers.
Yeah. So Daisy's like, oh, hell nah. Cut off all communication. And Dr. Blade goes to talk to the dean at Rutgers. Mind you, this happened in like 2011. So it's not that far away ago, right? So the dean was like shocked, appalled, disgusted. And the dean's first thing she said to him was like, get you a lawyer.
Yeah. So they have cut off communication from Stubblefield and Derek, and she is just spawning nukes. She's like, ugh, they are cutting off our love. They are taking away his autonomy. This is a decision. He doesn't know how he's going to survive without me. Like, I have opened up his world. We have created this world together. So things are what?
Because remember, there is a point where she goes above Daisy and was like, she doesn't know what she's talking about.
Yes.
She doesn't know how to what's best for him.
And Daisy's like, okay, bitch, the fuck? Like, I've been raising this nigga for 28 years. Absolutely the fuck not. Fast forward, things have been in motion between Daisy and Dr. Blade and the authoritas. So Daisy gets on the phone a couple months down the line and she's like, hey, white bitch, so, you was right, girl. Like, he's not the same. He's acting out. It's clear that he's sad. Can you tell me in a little bit more detail, like, what transpired between the two of you? Because I'm trying to understand the change in my son. We all know what was happening. Mama was on a wire, tap, 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 getting all the information. And white bitch is like, girl, okay, I'm so glad you called. Like, we are in love. I pulled the exercise mat down and the towel. I made it comfortable for him. You know what I'm saying? Gave him a little head first. I made sure to finesse the situation so he felt good. And she's like, thank you, girl. I appreciate you.
The true finesse queen. Because that's going to come up this week a lot.
She's like, So she's like, but I understand your hesitation initially and all that, and me telling you, but like, yeah, girl, like this is real. We got the real thing going. And Daisy's like, okay, I appreciate you so much. Like, we'll chat. Hang up the phone. You heard that white bitch? She admitted to everything. 24 hours. Within 24 hours, they fire this bitch. Well, remember, she was already on the hiatus. They go to her crib. They tell her nigga, literally. They tell her nigga that she's been fucking her
She's been
subject.
fucking a disabled man.
Yeah.
Yeah. And subject, because I knew, I had a feeling that she's going to turn this whole situation into research.
You know it.
Just because that's what white women do in academia.
You know it. So she's like, so they go arrest her. Her again, like XD said, her nigga had no fucking clue any of this was going on until they came to arrest her ass at the crib, and they got 2 little kids. So imagine the cops showing up to your house and being like, "We're arresting your wife for sexual assault." To a disabled person who, by the way, I don't know if you know the nigga Derek she's been working with. I know the husband was like, what? So she goes to jail. Go ahead.
So she goes to jail. She is steadfast in believing that she didn't do anything wrong.
And I think she really,
right.
but I think, right. I do believe she really feels like she was doing nothing wrong. I think that bitch is buns. But anyway, go ahead.
So they confiscate the Neo tablet and all these other communications, and then they bring in like witnesses, right? Like Sharonda, and she was like, again, she was like, so listen, I was paid to help this nigga just type, right? Like.
Yeah.
Yes, he read the books, and his responses were similar to what other folks' responses would be in class. So this could very well be working,
but I don't know.
So then the doctor from the AFAM class comes up, and she's like, "I don't fucking know what this is." She was like, She was like, no, he couldn't respond to anything.
Yeah.
Like, he was like low-key a vegetable in class. So like, I don't know who helped him or if she helped him with the work afterwards.
Yeah, because meanwhile, this lady is saying that like you said, the responses that he had were his own, to the point where she reiterated an entire conversation to us through the confessional about how he got mad at her for one day typing her own response instead of typing the response that he told her to type.
Because she wanted to make sure that scientifically, and this is how I know she was going to use this for research, that she wanted to make sure that she wasn't influencing him in any way, shape, or form, even though she was subconsciously.
She wasn't even influencing him. She was being him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, New Jersey court was like, well, this device it's almost like what's that, a lie detector test. We can't use this stuff in court as evidence.
No, because
the fact that it's it's controversial medicine.
Yeah,
it is not completely peer reviewed. It's not like a thing that's backed up by the FDA, or anything like that. This is just something conceptual that you folks in outlaw academia land, find this to be true. It may be helpful in some cases, but not in others, right?
Yeah.
And like, a part of me was like, well, let me finish. So they say this isn't admissible in court, right? So white bitch Ann Stubblefield is like, it's okay. I know it's true, and I firmly believe that the law is going to be on my side and all that good stuff.
Yeah. The only reason so she gets 13 years, but the only reason but she appeals it and ends up serving 2 or like 2.5 or some shit like that, and has to register as a sex offender for the rest of her days. And she got that obviously for being a white woman, because if a black woman did some shit like this, they'd give that bitch life.
Dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It should be dead because everybody in the prison would fuck her ass up for
Yep.
raping a disabled person.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So, fast forward to today, and Daisy's like, basically, she's had to almost castrate Derek because now he's like masturbating
She
a
said,
lot.
he's doing unspeakable things he never did before. He's masturbating. And I was like, all right.
Because her idea was that he wouldn't have known about his little dingling if he wasn't brought aware to it. So, like, if he wasn't stimulated that way, he would never have been, which is a complete
That's not
farce
true.
and fallacy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, maybe he was, you know, giving self-pleasure a lot more than what he did before because of the exposure. But that doesn't mean that he never felt anything prior to
Or
that.
he's doing it in... The problem is probably he's doing it in places where...
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
he shouldn't be.
Yes,
Or
at the
like-
breakfast table or in the living
Yeah.
room watching TV. My question though is also how, if he's so
He's probably humping the bed.
but he
Or
okay.
like, you know...
Cause I was like, he
Listen,
can't be.
niggas will find a way.
You know what? You're right. Little kids stay humping the side of a pillow or
Mhm,
something.
mhm,
So I don't. Yes.
Yeah, and so that takes us to the end of the documentary where she doesn't really have a job. She does like remote work.
Mm-hmm.
Because she was trying to, found a job. They found out who she was. They fired her, and so now she has like remote work, and she lives in this quaint little home in New Jersey somewhere.
Yeah.
The problem that I have with this documentary, well, I have a couple of things.
So many things.
One, I struggled with agreeing with Anne because I agree that people who live with disabilities should have autonomy over their own bodies, right?
Yes.
They should be. And we forgot to mention there was this doctor who like complete. So Dr.
Yes.
Dick Van Dyke
Yes.
was like got caught wind of facilitated communication because he was like, there's some shit wrong here, and this is completely independent from Anne until later.
Yes.
They called him for expert witness.
Yes.
And he was like, there's some outlaw shit going on here that I don't buy it. And he found that there are people who are guiding people into what they want them to say,
Because they will have
And this
another
little-
facilitator come in and then it won't be the same or whatever. So he was like, yeah, I don't know. This is some bullshit that can't really be proven. And I agree with you with the lie. They need to stop administering lie detector tests because lie detector tests are based off of people's heart rates. And if people are
Yes.
nervous, even if they're telling the truth because of the circumstances that they're in, then the thing is going to look like they're lying. And so the same with this particular machine, based off of who the facilitator is, they could have the illest of intentions. And then, you know, here we are with a nigga with rug burn on his back.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where I was at, right? Like I was just like, it's such a slippery slope, and I needed to do more research of what Dr. Stephen Hawking had, right? Because I thought he was like verbal and stuff until he
No.
wasn't.
Let me see.
Like I don't think he was, because there's a whole movie, right? Like there's a whole Oscar movie about him, with one of them white bitches that be in stuff. Because I don't think his was assisted. He did the shit himself. Right?
ACAT, developed by Intel, allowed him to select characters from an on-screen keyboard by twitching his cheek muscle.
Yeah. So like, he already had the intelligence beforehand. Before he became like unable to communicate normally. So that was a little bit different. So I feel like he had assistance in that regard. Here is like you are teaching somebody who has no idea what the fuck is going on
this A and this new technology. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was very rough for me to digest. I also don't believe that she don't need to put that nigga on medication. Like,
no, not for beating off. Like, I was like, okay, the church has.
I think her, like, the only way I could figure out why no medication, but they're like.
Also, what medication are you putting on him so that he stops masturbating?
Probably some like
sedative,
like liquid castration type of thing that they do for folks who are sex offenders.
Wait, what?
Because there are pills and stuff like that they give to those to castrate people or to reduce the sexual libido.
Anaphrodisiac drugs, whether to reduce libido and sexual activity, to treat cancer, or otherwise.
Even some psychotropic drugs will do that. Like Haldol will suppress your libido.
Oh wow, I did not know that was a thing. Huh.
They give it to I learned that from The Closer.
Oh, my mother loved that show.
Kira Sedgwick, an icon.
I just had my Kevin and Kira catering birthday.
Oh, well, see, there you
Every
go.
time it's their son's birthday, that's my catering birthday.
But yeah, but there are drugs that are out there to chemically castrate people. But
well, if that's the case,
I will say
they haven't given that to enough niggas. Continue.
No, they haven't. But I will say it has already been proven that Derek can understand or develop certain behaviors.
Yes.
So he can be. There is a way if he could be taught to how to mitigate those things, right? I think this is Miss Daisy being older and just being fed up and having that religious doctrine of like this is inappropriate and stuff. But also it means to protect him. Yes, but also it means to protect him because if they're out in public, you know, and he whips it out, it's like, no, you can't do that. This is like, sir, this is a Wendy's. You know what I mean? Like, but it's true. Like,
oh my God, or like the supermarket.
Yeah, like this is Kroger, bro.
You
like,
can't
what
do
are we
that.
doing here?
Not on the oranges.
But yeah, the problem also what I struggled with was her bastardizing academia.
That's
right?
the thing. That's the thing.
Like, there are people who are clearly, because that one Dr. Dick Van Dyke, he was like, I don't believe in this shit. Doesn't mean that it's completely a hoax. I believe in this circumstance it is. But there are people who thrive through assisted communication. There's like this one doctor lady who struggled. I forget the condition she had, but she struggled really hard to communicate verbally. But she was talking. But she believed in not necessarily but more so the concept of facilitated communication. Because her idea was like, it feels like there's like a wall somehow, and somehow there's a door, and this facilitated communication could be like unlocking what's behind, you know, this wall of whatever the fuck, right?
Yeah.
So, like, I believed her because she was one of the people who, you know, she's of the community, right? So, like, there needs to be more peer-reviewed type of things, like, for the government to even recognize this type of thing. And it's so interesting because I saw on the news there's this black man who invented these gloves who will turn American Sign Language into like text communication language, so you can audibly, you know, which I thought is amazing. They look like Michael Jackson Beat It gloves, but I was like, we'll work on the design later.
Yeah.
But I was like, this is huge. And also that's something that can be measurable because we know how to translate ASL into whatever language.
And somebody can ask somebody in ASL, is this what you were saying? And they can yay or nay. But in this particular
Yeah.
case, I think it's a case by case basis based off of the severity of the people's disabilities. And Derek was severely disabled.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what made this not right. But I do agree that there is a fine line there because people with disabilities do deserve their autonomy, and they are sexual creatures, and so it's figuring out the balance of that. But you can't be a full able-bodied human being well, I'm not even gonna say of sound mind, because that bitch was not of sound mind. That bitch was buns as fuck.
Oh no, completely bonkers. She
made up
than she did.
This was essentially the same as somebody sitting in a room and having a conversation with themselves, asking questions, talking, responding back. Like, this is what she was doing through this machine.
Right. And I was low key on her side, and because until she started doing that whole like, black woman, you don't know what you're talking about.
I don't like that's where I just started. I didn't like that.
That's when I was like, oh no. Now you're doing too much, and this is now your psychosis taking over and having you believe that what you're doing is just and white psychosis is all the same to me.
You know what? You're right. Their ego falls right into their psychosis.
Yeah. So like I that's when I was like, okay, here's wherein lies the problem. Now you've taken this science project that you've had in your head, because that's what she initially looked at him as.
Yeah.
Or this weird psychosexual thing that she's developed as a child, because she wanted to be, these are my friends, these disabled people my mom takes care of and studies. Like, there's so many unethical things going on here. Outside of sexual assault, now you like, they have this thing called the IRB in every school where like you have to get that shit approved. Like, anytime you doing studies on people or anything, you got to get that reviewed by like doctors and shit. You clearly violated that
as fuck,
because of the fact, you've also hindered this possible movement and breakthrough in communication with folks who are non-verbal.
Because you were fucking horny and had dick at home, or there's like so much dick in this world, and you had to go and get the dick he was working with and fuck up everything, all the research, all the shit. And I'm gonna tell you something too. Her mother is motherfucking buns too, because her mother was on her side the whole time. The entire time. It was like, well, and as her mother was talking, like when they showed her mother, she started talking, I was like, yeah, you're not well either.
See, and this is when we're going to talk a lot about this week, but well-meaning white people.
Yeah.
Because it shows up on Inmate to Roommate, but like, this was how like
so much.
Yeah, she was kind of like, they refused to acknowledge that something is wrong, regardless if something went wrong or not, right? Yeah. It's like, oh yeah, this went wrong, but like, they're still doing good things.
Yeah, she was like, she does amazing things, and Demand, he does deserve autonomy. I have worked with you people for all of this time, and I've always been an advocate for them having their own autonomy. So I don't understand what my daughter did wrong. They were in a consensual relationship. I was like, that haircut, I should have known something was wrong when I seen her hair. I should have known. She had that bowl cut, and when you see a white woman who has a cut like a little cape. Korean boy, is a problem.
She had a John and Kate +8 situation,
and she only wears Tevas. They didn't show her feet, but you know it.
Yeah, she reminded me of this professor I had back in grad school who, like, she had a serious asymmetrical. This white lady, it was like here, but like here.
Oh, she had a T-Boz.
Yeah. Like,
oh no, Mama had a Korean boy bowl haircut.
Yeah, with a bang swoop situation. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I saw the hair. I was like, oh, you and the niggas, and also you.
Oh no, that was her mother. That was her mother with the bowl cut.
Yes.
Yes.
Who I also
again was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't. When you start talking about the disabled community as like a novelty, which is what her and her mother were doing in this documentary, that's how you know that things were things don't need to be, y'all don't need to be a part of the community. And like, I hate when like white doctors, like young white youth, like in doctors in academia, they like come together and have this like new discovery, and they turn into like, they have their coffees and their Stanleys or whatever, and they talk about it like it's some new shit that they found at Trader Joe's or like Urban Outfitters.
It'd be two Indians who think they white and like a and a Chinese girl.
And not necessarily thinking about the implications or what this may lead to without the lack of longitudinal knowledge or like research that y'all need to do, because
or the humanity.
Because that a lot off, like you said, like right, in humanity most oftentimes that's taken out of science.
As much as they want to talk about making sure the disabled community has their own autonomy, they make them into subjects so much that they then take away that same humanity. So it's not you're not doing better. You're not doing better. Not when it's to feed your own ego, and that's exactly what happened with this bitch. And she's nuts. And I should have known her parents was nuts when they also made them crutches for her too. Yeah.
Absolutely.
But that was Tell Them You Love Me. It was a wild, quick ride.
Yeah.
I feel like they could have probably gone into some more detail. I would have liked to see more detail around her appeal. You know, I would have liked to see more from the trial itself, but they probably didn't film that. But, you know, I would have liked to see a little bit more. I felt like there was a couple of holes, but ultimately we got the gist, and it's that she's nuts.
Oh, last thing, when she got sentenced, when her ex-husband wrote in
the letter! The character letter! She's a wonderful person, and she's been a great mother to our kids, but that bitch is dangerous, and I don't think you need to let her out on the streets.
Yeah. Lock her up. Straight jacket.
But be merciful.
Yeah. Because she got black kids.
Exactly.
And the judge was black. And the judge was black.
The judge was black. You know, Rutgers got issues too. They're having issues. You know, Rutgers invest into the Israeli military complex, and they've been part of the problem of calling the cops on their peaceful encampments. And I know one of my homeboys was a professor at Rutgers. They fired him and had taken away his shit because he was supporting the students in their peaceful encampments. So fuck Rutgers, fuck Stubblefield, fuck that bitch. I hope, you know, free D-Man. Blade, I hope you're not married to a white woman or a person. And
because I laughed where he was like, I never cried in front of a white lady before. That was crazy.
Which made him even more mad.
Yeah.
And God bless you, Miss Daisy. May you meet the Lord in the peace that you are looking for. I didn't wish death on her. That's not what I like.
No, but no, I got you. No, that's real.
Her everlasting kingdom. Yeah.
Yes. Until next time, y'all. Bye.